Welcome to Mon Life Learning's film, Finishing Touches, Fashion Accessories from the Past. The objects I'm going to talk about today are not out on display in our museums. They are usually in our museum stores at Abergavenny, Chepstow and Monmouth, so it's really great to be able to share objects with you that not many people get to see. In this film, I'm going to share with you a selection of fashion accessories which were popular in times past. Some of them may be familiar to you, but I hope that others will be a bit more of a curiosity. We hope that you enjoy seeing the objects and that they create opportunities to chat and reminisce about your favourite ways to dress up an outfit or the objects you use to help you get ready. So that you can continue the conversation, I've included a craft activity at the end of the film. I'm going to show you how to make a felt pouch that you can use to keep your special trinkets in. Our first item is a tobacco or snuff box. It's made of brass and has a hinged lid and is small enough to be kept in a pocket. 2 button sliders keep the box closed and a keyhole suggests that it could also be locked. The most intriguing thing about this box is that it has 3 decorative but functional dials on its lid. You can rotate the pointers around the dials so that they point to a number from 1 to 12, a bit like a clock face. Perhaps the owner set the dials at the time he wanted to take his snuff or tobacco. On the back of the box is a decorative pattern of V-shapes and the words E. Jones 1911. Inside the box you can just make out the reverse of the lettering. Snuff or tobacco boxes were often given as gifts. Perhaps E. Jones received this box as a present. Our next items are this fabulous brown leather Victorian ladies' boot and a button hook. This style of boot is typical of the 19th century. It has a low heel, 11 buttons and scalloped button tabs up the outside of the boot. It is lined with cotton. The buttons themselves are rounded and attach to the boot with a metal shank. There are 3 buttons missing and there is a large gash on the side of the boot and a chunk missing from the sole. We don't know how this damage came to be there or what happened to the other boot. To help people with the fiddly task of fastening the buttons, many people used a button hook. The hook is inserted through the buttonhole, then you hook the shank of the button and ease it through the buttonhole. Button hooks were commonplace objects in Victorian and Edwardian homes, but the objects themselves can be anything but ordinary. Our button hook has a silver handle, although very tarnished, and scroll decorations on the sides. The next item comes from a time when ladies' skirts were long and often had trains. The condition of streets and roads meant that the hems of skirts very quickly became dirty and frayed. This little item, called a skirt lifter, was an ingenious device designed to hold the hem of the skirt off the ground. It was attached to the waistband of the skirt with a hook, then the clamp or tongs were fastened to the skirt and the metal ring pushed down to hold them in place. Our final object is a pink and white stock